I took my mask off. You know who I am? You don't remember me?
No, I don't.
Look here, man. You don't remember me. So I took my mask off.
Okay.
You don't remember me.
I don't.
I've been deep in this investigation. That's why I had my mask on. You should know who I am. You're not a bad person, okay? Now, you done bullshitted your way through all of this, but I want to show you something real cool. I want you to see it. Sean, right here, there's a good person. That's you. Of course, you can easily say it was a prank. Well, yeah, it was a prank because all of a sudden the police got involved. You're that smart.
In part one of this case, the detectives gave Sean Jeffery Brijmohan the chance to tell his side of the story, while they kept their methods of questioning soft and friendly. Brijmohan stuck to his explanation about everything being a prank and seemed to have no fear that anything would come of this interview. Brijmohan continues his interrogation, and the detectives start to increase the pressure. Did he try to pass himself off as a police officer to extort money from a business owner? Or was all of this simply a prank that went too far? To break him, the detectives will use the classic good cop, bad cop routine. But Brijmohan's experience with law enforcement will give him an unexpected edge, and the outcome will be surprisingly different from typical suspects.
They were in on it? Like they knew what was going on, or what happened?
Most of those people were Steven's people. So,
So
I know Steve
wrangled it up?
Yeah. I know Steve told some of them about it. So.
And about what time was this?
I want to say like 8 or 9 p.m. That day's a little fuzzy.
Okay. Did you work that day?
Yeah, I worked that day.
Okay. So you guys show up?
Hookah lounge. No,
just regular security stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys show up for the big reveal as you, Steve's mom and her group. And then how does it go down?
Me and Steve went to go talk to Amar, and Amar came up to us, and he's like...
Did you guys drive in separate vehicles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, because we showed up at different times.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Amar's like, where's this motherfucker? I want to pay him his money now. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man, what's going on? What are you so amped up about? Yesterday you were all cool. You're like, oh, this is good, I got money. And he's like, no, I want him now. Give me his number. And I'm like, we don't have his number. I was like, he said he's on his way, though. He told us yesterday he'd be here at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like 8 o'clock now. You know what I mean?
Give me some time.
Right. And he's like, no, I want to pay this fucking guy now. I'm going to give him his money now and get him the fuck out of here. And I'm like, dude, calm the fuck down. What is wrong with you? He was acting crazy. So he's like, you guys go sit in VIP, which we never sit in VIP. He always has a chair set up for us that we sit in all the time in the front, by the register, so that nobody can pass us.
Right.
You know what I mean? To get to the back, because nobody's allowed in the back. So I'm like, sit in VIP, bro. I was like, what's wrong with you? You good? I was like, why you got to sit over there? He's like, don't worry about it. Just fucking get this guy. I want to pay him his money and get him the fuck out of here. So now me and Steve are like, dude, he's going to be pissed. Like,
is he agitated or?
Yeah, he's angry. Yeah. I'm like, he's going to be pissed. I was like, this guy's going to be really fucking pissed off. I was like, maybe we went a little too far on him with this. Maybe we, you know. So anyway, we're trying to call Constantine. Constantine's not answering. Constantine got issues with phone. So me and Steve are like, should we tell him now? Like, just be like, hey, bro, it's a prank. Don't worry. Constantine's on the way. Like, we're all here for you. Like, it was a joke, man. Now, Amar, side note, Amar knows we play pranks. We played pranks on Amar before. All right? This is not like a random, all of a sudden I'm playing a prank on Amar, or all of a sudden I'm playing a prank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We played pranks in the building before. You know what I mean? It's just something that we do. One night we played a prank. We shut all the music down. Like, we took all the wires apart. Not that it's hard to put back together. Just plug in, you know, input, output. And he couldn't figure out what was going on with any of the equipment.
And earlier pranks can't be compared to this one, since they did not involve money.
Oh, what the fuck? I got to call somebody. And we're like, nah, man, you got you, man. We plug it back in. So this is nothing new. Amar knows we do the prank thing.
Okay.
So anyway, that night, we walk back towards the back, and Amar's talking to Susan, and they're like screaming at each other. I don't know what the deal is, but they're yelling back and forth. And so...
how do you know it's Susan that he's talking to?
I saw her.
Oh, so she was there?
Yeah, she was there, yeah.
Okay.
Regular clothes or uniform?
No, uniform. She was in her truck. She comes in a SUV.
Where was that at?
Right in the back.
In the back?
Yeah.
So she pulled around the back. You saw them talking, like yelling at each
Yeah,
other?
they were like yelling at each other, and I don't know what they were yelling about.
Yeah.
I couldn't really hear over the music because I just had a visual. But they were screaming back and forth. Amar comes back in, and Amar's like, dude, I fucked up. I'm like, what do you mean you fucked up? He's like, I fucked up, man. He's like, I wrote a statement against you. I go, you wrote a statement against me?
Yeah.
I go, for what? He's like, I don't know, Susan made me write the statement. I'm like, Susan made you write the statement?
Yeah.
I was like, for what? What's the statement about? And he's like, well, Susan came in and she talked to me today, and, I told her what happened last night, and she said it's fishy, and that you guys all set this up, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what, bro? I was like, it's a prank, man. Like, we have your money. It's coming right now, like, legitimately speaking. Like, we just played another prank, and he's like, oh, my God. And he starts, getting all, like, sad and panicky. He's like, I'm so sorry. I already wrote the statement. I didn't have a choice. Susan made me. That's what I was just yelling with her about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so just tell him that we played the prank on you, bro. Like,
yeah.
I go, Danny knows about the prank. Jen knows about everybody knew about the prank, basically, except you.
Who's Danny?
Danny works there.
That's the younger kid?
Yeah, he's 16.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, everybody knew about the prank except you, man. Just talk to Susan. Susan's your friend. Let her know, like, hey, man, we're all good here. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's just a prank. We're trying to show you something here.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. He's like, I'll go talk to Susan. He's like, you guys leave. I'll take care of it. I was like, all right, you want us all to leave? I was like, well, shouldn't we just talk to Susan? He's like, no. You guys just leave. Tell Constantine, I'll get the money later. I'm going to talk to Susan. I'm going to let her know everything's cool. I was like, all right, bro. I'll call you later. So we leave, and
out of which door?
The front door.
Okay.
So Steve and me, Steve leaves first because I kind of was still uncomfortable about the situation. I was like, I wanted to talk to Susan.
Yeah.
So Steve's family, he left his family there. The family, I went and talked to his family, and I'm like, hey, we got a situation here. I don't know if you guys want to stay or go, but we'll figure it out. And they're like, oh, we'll stay, because they were already drinking and stuff. I'm like, yeah, we'll stay, no big deal. I was like, all right. So I head out, and as I'm leaving, Steve calls me, and he's like, we got to get a hold of Constantine. We got to get this taken care of, like, right now, because this is looking rough. I was like, yeah, no. I was like, I'll talk to Amar, and we'll take care of it. I was like, Amar is decent with me.
Yeah.
So we leave. I try calling Amar.
Did you drive your car out of there?
Yeah. No, I try calling Amar. Amar's not answering. I keep trying to reach out to him. He's not answering. I said, all right.
Do you see any other cops there besides Susan?
I saw two explorers pulling in as I was leaving, but I just assumed they were more Susan's friends, because Susan would show up with some of her crew members, some of her squad too. So it was a black female that would show up with her, and a white male.
Okay. So you dip out. Steve dips out.
Well, Steve left first. And yeah.
You guys call Constantine?
Steve reached out to Constantine. I reached out to Constantine. We were trying to figure out how to get him, like I said, Steve and me were like talking about it. We're like, dude, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's going on, this looks bad. We need to take care of it ASAP, Constantine wasn't answering at the time.
Okay.
So.
Have you guys talked to Constantine since?
If this was a prank, it was poorly thought out. If anything happened to that money, it would have been even harder to prove that Constantine hadn't cut them out of the deal.
Yeah, this is the funny part about the whole situation, and I still knew this was coming because of how Amar acted. I went to Amar's house, and I gave him the money and the card.
When was this?
Like 2 nights later, because he wasn't returning my phone calls. He wasn't answering anything, so I had Jen reach out to him. And what he told Jen was that it's out of his hands because Susan made him do it. And he said, I don't know how I'm going to take back what I said and what I did. You know what I mean? He said, Susan's going to be mad at me. I can't have Susan mad at me. You know what I mean? So, side note, remember I was telling you earlier, I left that part out. I don't know why, probably because I'm thinking about all this stuff. That same night, when me, Amar, and Steve went outside, that's when he said, I trust you guys because you looked out for me. And then, I don't know if you were here. He wasn't here when we talked about the ex-wife. He asked me to follow his ex-wife around.
Okay.
Well, she's still his wife. And to wait until she parks her car and hide drugs in her car.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. So that was the same night, and that's when I was like, dude, are you fucking serious?
That was the exact same night.
The same night.
All this stuff happened.
Yeah. The same night. And I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Before or after this happened?
No, this was when we were outside next to the cars. This was after everything transpired.
At the end of the night?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I look at you guys as my brothers because you helped me just now and blah, blah, blah. He's like, I don't want to do this because, I know you guys will respect yourselves, but I really need to take care of the situation with her. And he's like, I need you to follow my wife. And he gave us a description of her vehicle, BMW X5. He said, I need you to follow my wife. He's like, I need you to hide drugs in her car. He's like, I'll get the drugs for you. You can hide the drugs in her car and then put an anonymous tip to your peoples. And we're like, your peoples, got it. We understand. But why the fuck would you do that, bro?
Yeah. So the day that you returned the card and the money to him, how do you know where he lives?
I've been to his house several times.
You've been to his house?
Yeah.
Okay. How did that go down?
I went to his door, knocked on the door. He tells me to get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, dude, here's your card, bro. The money's inside. Like, it was a fucking prank, bro.
When is this? Like, how many days after this stuff happened? So, like, the first day the incident happened?
Yeah, it was Friday the incident went down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like Tuesday or Wednesday that I showed up to his house. And I was like, and he's like, I just got out of the hospital, bro. Get the fuck out of here. He's like, I don't want to.
What was he in the hospital for?
I don't know. We didn't talk much. It was just him being an asshole and me telling him, bro, it was a prank. Like, chill the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I guess I shouldn't have played the prank on you that hard. This one was serious, I guess. So I gave him the card. He took the card and he's like, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. And I was like, all right, bro.
Were you by yourself or you had
somebody? Yeah, I was by myself. And I know how the fucking trespassing stuff works. I trespass many people doing security. So I'm like, I'm not going to push it. You know what I mean? If I stay there, then I might risk of trespassing, So he told me to get the fuck out of here, and so I left. I called Jen. I'm like, Jen, this guy's fucking nuts. Like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, all right, well, I'll talk to him. So she was trying to reach out to him and talk to him too,
Did you guys ever call Susan Soto?
I actually called the Orange County non-emergency number and tried to reach out to her, but I don't have Susan's number.
What happened with Orange County non-emergency?
They said they would let her know that they wouldn't give me her number.
Okay.
So they said they would reach out to her.
Okay.
So.
When was this?
It was either Sunday or Monday.
So this happens Friday.
It was really technically
Saturday.
Yeah.
And then, I mean the second day though, like the second time when you come back to do the reveal and everything, it gets whatever twisted. You guys leave. Right after that, you're saying you tried to get a hold of him several times, couldn't get a hold of him, and then you actually tried to get a hold of Susan.
Yeah.
And you didn't get a hold of anybody. And then so a couple of days later, then you go to the house with the card and everything. Huh.
So.
What did he say when you gave him the money?
He just took the card and he's like, go fuck yourself. Get the fuck off my property.
The relationship between Brijmohan and Alhamas had broken down, making the truth even more difficult to determine. I recently released another exclusive Patreon video exposing a chilling incident where a man unleashed his rage by committing a shocking act of violence against an innocent 15-year-old. This heart-wrenching video shows interrogation of Cody, the man behind this horrible crime. Watch the full video and more at patreon.com/strangerstoriesplus.
And I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, it was a prank. Like,
yeah.
Like, we've been friends for the last year. You're going to get mad over a prank, and that's it? And he's like, get the fuck out of here.
And that's all that happened?
Yeah.
He got arrested yesterday?
Yeah.
Did you have anything to do with that?
I did write a statement because of the situation where he asked me to fucking follow his wife.
Okay.
and put drugs in her car, because I literally feared for her life. Like, I ended up meeting his wife through Jen, and she's like distraught and hiding in a harbor house and all kinds of crazy. Like, she won't even go to a house. She's like staying in some kind of group home type deal.
Okay.
Or something. She's like literally scared of him, and the dude had made threats, like just talking, you know, while he was drinking, that he has a Beretta, which I've seen his Beretta. He's pulled his Beretta out, and that he was gonna shoot her. You know what I mean? So I legitimately was like, this. Now that I'm realizing this dude's a fucking scumbag, I'm like, this dude probably is capable of this shit. You know what I mean? So I went and talked to a detective, and I told her, I said, look, this is the situation. This is what's going on. What should I do? She's like, well, I'll have you write a statement, and I'll have whoever else has information write a statement.
Okay.
So, and then we advised her about Susan as well.
How did you get to that detective? Like, did you
We
call to do a report, or
No,
were you with?
We came right now.
So
Orange County.
yeah.
I came, Marwa came, which is his ex-wife.
So you came with her. She came to actually do whatever it was.
Yeah, because she had other stuff against him too. I guess he contacted her, and after the injunction, he contacted her, so she was coming down here to file a report as well.
Mm.
So we all talked to the detective and asked the detective what should we do, whether we should go to a lawyer or write a statement, and the detective advised us to write a statement. And I advised her everything that's going on. I told her about Susan, and that Susan's, you know, good friends with him and whatnot, and she said, all right, well, I'll reach out to Susan once he gets arrested, and advise her maybe she should stay away from this guy. Give her a heads up.
Back to the incident between you and him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all there is to the story?
As far as?
The incident and all that between you guys?
Like, are we done talking? Like, is it over between me and him? Is that
No. Like, was the prank over? Is there anything to add to that incident? Is that pretty much
That's it.
the gist of it? Okay. And you swear to me that's the truth?
Dude, it's a prank. Like that, I know how it looks. Obviously, like I said, I've worked with law enforcement. I work for U.S. Corrections. I do security. I get the aspect of it. I know that it looks bad.
Yeah. But you swear that that's the truth, though?
It was a prank.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we get hold of Constantine, though? Or Steve, either?
I have their numbers. I could give you their numbers.
No, we're going to write a warrant for your phone. I'd rather, you know, have a warrant on it so we can go through. All right. We're going to step outside, regroup, hash this out real quick. Do you need any water? Do you need to use the bathroom?
Yes, I'm going to drink would be fine.
Water or something?
Appreciate it, yeah.
All right. You got to come out of my pocket so you get water.
Be right back, all right?
All right.
I need to get some food, man, or something. All right, Sean. Here's the way this process works, bro. We let you talk for a little bit, tell us your side of the story. I don't believe that's all the truth. I think there's a little gray line between your story and his story. Somewhere in the middle, you know, is where the truth lies. Right now, you're looking at a couple serious charges: extortion, grand theft, false imprisonment. In your line of work, these charges are going to pretty much shut you down.
Yeah.
They're going to yank your licenses. Nobody's going to touch security. So I'm going to give you the opportunity right now to come off of it, because if you don't, then the chips are going to lie where they lie.
The detective has tipped his hand, and now Brijmohan knows that they don't have enough evidence against him. If they did, they wouldn't need a confession, unless it was to strike a deal so they could go after other men involved.
The story that you tell me does not jive with the physical evidence that we have. You know they have a camera system in there.
Mm-hmm.
You told me that you yourself kind of messed with it a little bit. The way the video plays has not a lot to do with the way your story plays. So, like I said, this is your chance for you to kind of, you know, talk to us and tell us exactly what happened. If it got out of hand and it was a stupid shit that you guys try to do, now is the time. Because
you know, the boat's leaving.
Right.
So, do you want to change any part of your story?
No, it was a prank, and we just took it too serious.
Okay. Do you know that Florida statute for you to commit grand theft, you have to deprive somebody of their property, temporarily or permanently, right?
Okay.
You guys deprived him of his property. When we interviewed him, he would have swore on a stack of whatever religious document he believes in that you guys were cops. His jaw hit the table when we told him you were not a cop. In his mind, you, Steve, and Constantine were cops. Obviously, you can see how we would take something like that very serious.
Of course.
If you're running around telling people you're a law enforcement officer or representing yourself as a law enforcement officer, which you kind of have some history of.
The impersonation of a law enforcement officer is the true focus of the investigation, and the possible extortion is just a charge to use against Brijmohan while they try to prove that he intentionally misrepresented himself.
I don't know how.
Were you arrested a couple times for that, or like looked at, or something like that? No?
Not at all.
Okay. What happened in New York?
What happened?
Were you arrested in New York for anything?
I was arrested in New York for selling a firearm.
Selling a firearm?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was adjudicated, I think. Withheld, adjudication withheld.
Adjudication withheld?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. My point is, bro, we kind of have a lot of interest in stuff like this.
Right.
I know sometimes a bad decision kind of keeps going and going, and you kind of unravel it, and next thing you know, you're sitting there, yanked out of your bed in the middle of the day by a bunch of cops, and you're like, shit, I got to find a way out of this. And I understand, bro. I've never been in situations like this, but it's been close. And by the grace of God, I'm sitting where I'm sitting. Just don't throw away your life, bro, with this situation. Was it your idea to roll this guy, or was it Constantine or Steve's? Now's the time, bro.
What do you mean, roll the guy?
Like this whole thing, this whole joke that...
The prank?
I'm not going to call it a prank. I'm going to call it extortion, because that's what statute it follows on there.
Right.
This whole thing, was it your idea? Was it Steve's? Was it Constantine's?
It was Constantine's idea to do the prank.
Prank?
But we do the pranks.
Okay.
We play pranks on everyone. That's what we do.
Brijmohan does not rattle under the pressure and calmly insists that it was all a prank. He has worked with law enforcement long enough that he is familiar with the techniques, and he isn't going to allow himself to be caught so easily.
You understand how this... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, pulling the wires from the speakers, that's a prank.
Yeah.
Driving a dude to the ATM and keeping his money for 4 or 5 days
Flashing guns,
until you figure out what's going on, that's not a prank. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like, hey, well, I gave him the shit back. Yeah, you gave it back 4 or 5 days later after the gig was up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. After he called whoever showed up, took reports, did whatever, got interviewed. And, yeah, I understand your point of view where you're like, nah, this was a prank, cut it out. Right? I understand where you could, I get it. I get where you're going with, like, if I was in that situation, I might try that shit too, all right? I understand that. But understand that once we leave here, that's not going to fly. You understand that? Like, you're smart. I know that you're smart enough to know that. You understand? Otherwise, you wouldn't be in the situation where you was at as far as working the details at your work, being able to carry a gun.
Right. Yeah, I've been doing...
Dummies don't get those jobs. You understand me? Dummies don't do that. And you've been doing it for a long time. We know because we have everything.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm going to give you credit for that, bro. You understand? I'm giving you credit for that. However, don't, like he's saying, don't make the mistake and then just say, I'm going to run with it. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Them other 2 dudes, they're not sitting here right now. You understand? And yeah, there's pictures, right?
Yeah.
Of whatever.
Yeah.
There's pictures of them there too, right? And there, but you're here, right? So they're in the picture, and eventually they'll get dealt with or whatever. But you're physically here with us, and we went to your house and yanked you out of it, took your guns, all your stuff. You're the one dealing with this shit right now. You understand? So I get it. And I understand that you're in no way, shape, or form, you're not a dummy. I'm giving you credit for that. I'm talking to you man to man. I understand that. However, brutally fucking honest with you right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to jail for it, and you're gonna get stuck with it because nobody is gonna believe that it was a prank for 5, 6, 7 days. You understand what I'm saying? I had to tell that guy, hey, just so you know, those guys are my deputies. Those guys are not cops.
Right.
They may be some type of security or whatever, and I understand that. But they're not straight up law enforcement people. You understand that? That guy had no idea. That guy was like, what?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You know what I'm saying?
If you don't mind me cutting in.
Go ahead.
Unfortunately, he did know that I was a security officer. And he did know I worked for U.S. Corrections because in front of Susan, he said I was a cop. And then Susan said, you work law enforcement? I said, no, I work with U.S. Corrections. I go, we deal with prisoner transports and stuff like that. People that have warrants and stuff like that. That's what we do. Like, I'm not a
So
cop.
Susan thinks you're a correction officer?
No.
Or works for U.S. Corrections?
No, you're not a law.
That's what I'm saying. I told her because he introduced me to Susan as a cop. That's what I'm saying. The guy.
Did you correct him?
I corrected her in front of him. I said, no, I'm not a cop. I work with U.S. Corrections. We do prisoner transport. And she's like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
So.
Let me give you a little bit of background.
Yeah.
We have some background on you. Let me give you some background on us.
Yeah.
We're not regular detectives, obviously. Regular detectives don't run around with beards and masks and stuff.
Right.
We work criminal intelligence, all right? If we sit you down to talk to you, we already did our homework.
I imagine so.
We knew about you at UF getting arrested at a rally when you were working security for the media or whatever it was. We know about your background in New York. We know about the camera system at the bar. Do you not think we've talked to Soto?
Yeah, I'm sure you spoke to her. I'm sure you spoke.
She told us that you introduced yourself as a law enforcement officer. Now, did you notice that when I told you what charges you had, I didn't say impersonating a law enforcement officer, right?
I understood that.
That's coming. So that is going to come. You're going to get charged with that. But don't pee on my head and tell me it's raining. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't lie to me right to my face. I know you know that you guys screwed up.
Right.
I know that you know that it got out of hand. But I think your intent was not to play a prank. What your intent was to squeeze him because he's a scumbag, right? Because you checked him a couple months before when you asked him for money to pay some bills.
I never asked him for money to pay bills.
He said that you asked him for $1,000.
No.
And then you said, no, you know what, I'm good. I don't need it.
I've never asked.
Once he told you that, yeah, right, I got it, then you were like, no, I'll deal with it. Don't worry about it.
No. I've never asked him for money a day in my life.
Did you guys squeeze him because he's a scumbag?
I didn't squeeze him. He offered money during the prank. Nobody asked him for money, period.
So why not say, like, no, that's not necessary?
It was just part of the prank. We thought it was a good idea during the time, you know.
Okay, but you just told me it wasn't part of the prank. You just said he offered it.
Right.
But now you're saying it sounded like a good idea at the time.
Well, during the prank, he offered it. It became part of the prank. Like I said, we used it as part of the prank to keep the prank.
So why not give it back? Like, why not turn around and go, my bad, bro. We're just messing with you. Here's your money.
We just kept it going too long. That's all it was.
So your prank went into extortion, and you're good with that? You're good with going to jail for that?
No, I don't want to.
Because that's what's happening.
I know.
Like, that's where we're at. I kind of think you understand, but I kind of want to drive it home to you that you're going to go to jail for extortion, bro. Yeah. Prank or no prank, that's what it is.
None of you guys are Ashton Kutcher. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like a camera crew sitting in the bushes.
The detectives are overstepping themselves by telling Brijmohan that he is going to jail, which is something that cannot be determined without a trial.
Like, I think there's a little bit more to it. If you don't want to come off of it, hey, you're going to take it to the chin. And so are Constantine and Steve. Because this is serious business, bro. If you're not coming off your story that it was a prank, you know we're going to talk to everybody, right?
Yeah, I know.
You're going to talk to Jennifer, Steve, Constantine, and all those guys. And everybody that's involved in this is going to catch whatever charges, you know, come after that. We're going to put every single applicable statute that it applies to this incident, just so you know, because we don't like this sort of nonsense. People saying they're cops and squeezing people. That's not going to happen in this county. All right.
My thing is this, and I don't, it is what it is. You're going to go to jail for extortion today. Them other two dudes, and everybody else we're going to deal with it. It just kind of hurts my feelings that I'm trying to give you a little bit of credit, and you're basically saying, "Nah, fuck that, it's a prank." So I'm okay with it because we're going to go to court, bro.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
And there's going to come a time and day when we're on the stand and you're on the stand and I'm on the stand and I'm going to say, yeah, that guy right there said that all these things happened and it was a prank. And if you think that jury is going to believe that this was a prank and that's what you're rolling your thing on, then you're not as smart as I thought you are, which I'm okay with because I'm just going to, it's nothing personal. Yeah. I'm going to walk out here and continue to go grab somebody else. It's not personal. I want you to understand.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, this being your last chance, because I'm going to walk right back out of there. We're going to get the handcuffs. You're going to go to jail. Unless he can convince you to do something or whatever it is. I'll be honest. I'm being 100% honest with you. I don't care whether you tell us or not, because we already have it here.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So to make everybody's day shorter, I'm going to go get some handcuffs. You figure it out. You're going to go or you're not going to go. I don't know. It's up to you. But now's the time. So it is what it is, because I don't feel like wasting any more time on it. We have the case. It's here. I was just hoping you might say, look, bro, I understand your part of it. I'm going to tell you my part of it. It went too far. My bad. This guy thought about it. It happened. I probably shouldn't have let it happen. It's a bad decision on my part. And then I would have said, here, I got no problem with that. Here's a statement. Boom. Put it on paper. Tell me that it wasn't your fault, that you didn't mean to go that far. Whatever it is that you want to tell me, tell me. That's what this was for.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do that, I'm good with that. Let's just keep it moving.
You know why I know this is not a prank, bro? Because if I would have played a prank on somebody and I was sitting at a police station looking at extortion, grand theft, and false imprisonment, I would be losing my mind to try to prove my point. I would be, here, take my phone, look at my phone, you know, whatever you guys need, I would cooperate to try to make this thing, you know, clear. Mm-hmm. Because it's not, you know, it's not what it is. Mm-hmm. You're sitting here cool as a cucumber, bro. Because you know that if you open your mouth and you tell the story that really happened, there's going to be more shit coming down on you.
I understand that I'm in some shit right now, but I honestly played a prank. Okay. You know what I mean? And I know it got way out of hand. I know the prank got out of hand.
I get it.
You know what I mean? And I know it's tough to believe, because if I were wearing that badge and in your seat, I would probably be the same way you are right now, to be honest with you. It's definitely not an easy one to believe here. And
I get it.
Sucks.
Here's the thing. We're both pretty good at pranking people. We're jokesters. Okay. We're the jokesters of the squad.
He seems like he could prank somebody pretty good.
We have never done some stuff like this.
Yeah.
Because there's a point where you go, well, this can get out of hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you another thing. If you're hoping that this guy, Amar's
yeah.
history is going to help you in your defense, I would doubt it, because this is an isolated incident that you and your buddies conspired to get $1,000 plus from him, and you did. And, you know, he, in his right mind, or whatever, think either Constantine was a cop, you were a cop, and Steve was a cop. So, you know, obviously in his country, cops squeezing business owners is a common thing.
Yeah, I have.
The detectives become more forceful as they try to get Brijmohan to think that this is his last chance to tell his story. If this were truly the case, they could end the interview and allow the evidence to speak for itself during the trial.
I guess, yeah, movies. Yeah. We all see movies.
So, to him, that was not something out of the ordinary.
Right.
And that's something that somebody that knows him and go, you know what? This guy's a little bit of a scumbag, like he told us. Grabs his employees, treats everybody like crap. You know what? Nobody would think twice if we squeezed him for $1,000. Am I anywhere near it?
No, I see what you're saying, but that's not how it went down. He is a scumbag, though.
Okay. Yeah, but scumbags, they have rights too. You understand?
No,
so
I
you can't just squeeze him for his money because he's a scumbag. That's not how it goes.
Again, but I didn't squeeze him, you know what I mean, at all. I didn't squeeze him at all.
You're rolling the dice on the prank thing. Is that what we're doing?
We played a prank, and he offered money during the prank.
Check Roger.
Where you going, bro?
What happened? Yeah, grab that. All right, man. Sit tight.
All right.
You got iron.
Sean, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
I took my mask off. You know who I am? You don't remember me?
No, I don't.
Look here, man. You don't remember me. So I took my mask off.
Okay.
You don't remember me.
I don't.
Sean, listen. Two things I want to do.
Okay.
First of all, you treated us with respect when we came to your house. We knocked on your door.
Mm-hmm.
You came out. You've been completely respectful.
Mm-hmm.
I give you credit for that. As a matter of fact, when we were dealing with you, I'm like, oh, man, you are cool. Treat you with respect. I put you in front, took the cuffs off you, put you in the front seat, told you to look up towards heaven, put the seatbelt on you. We drove down here. I've been deep in this investigation. That's why I had my mask on. Mm-hmm. You should know who I am. Sean, it's something about you that I believe in. I don't know what the hell it is. You're not a bad person, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, you done bullshitted your way through all of this, but I want to show you something real cool. I want you to see it. Mm-hmm. Sean, right here is a good person. That's you. Everything I found about you, dude, was on the up and up. You know, and the thing that really stood out for you, if you remember standing in the breezeway of your apartment, you said something that was really key. You said, I support law enforcement.
Right.
Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're a good dude. Now, you are smart enough to bullshit your way through this thing about this prank. Sean, this is the thing. Everything I've been doing, digging into everything was good. Susan Soda, all that stuff is good stuff. But you fail to realize that the dude had that cell phone in his pocket. And while he was recording everything you told the detectives, you left out the key part. That dude had a cell phone. Can you imagine him having a cell phone recording? I don't want you to mess this up. You're not them other two dudes that we're going to get. You're not that person. For some odd reason, you just got yourself caught up. Now, granted, you took advantage of him. You got the money. On the surface, it looked like it's, no harm, no foul. Of course, you can easily say it was a prank. Well, yeah, it was a prank because all of a sudden the police got involved. You're that smart. Just like I told him outside. No, fuck that. You are that smart. You know what I'm saying? And you smart enough to know while you sitting here, you know you got to get this right. Because you got a lot riding on this. Because if you go down, you lose your, what license is your security, G and all that stuff right there. You got a girlfriend, you move around with your girlfriend, you are the man of the house. Mm-hmm. Am I right? Mm-hmm. You're the man of the house. You can't make a mistake. That's why I told him, before we take him to jail, let me tell this dude to get this junk right. Let me take off my mask. Dude, I've been closer to you than you even think. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sean, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be this dude who's going to try to beat. I'm going to tell you a secret. A lot of times if the police ask you a question, you know the answer.
Already know the
they already know the answer to it. What they're trying to do is gauge your level of honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
You're a good dude, man. Like I told you, I bet you're a good dude.
Brijmohan is mildly amused by the good cop, bad cop routine, but he isn't going to let it change his story.
For some odd reason, I just believe, and I've been doing this job for 22 years, and I've met some of the worst of the worst, and I've met some of the best of the best. Right now, you're probably one of the best of the best because you get screwed up. You got screwed up, and you're so cool and calm, you tossed out that prank bullshit, and it sounded good. Until you listen to this right here, It sounded good. So you got to go with me now. That night in the hookah bar, I'm looking at it, you got to go with me now. And when it's all said and done, only thing I want from you is to shake my hand and say, hey, dude, you believe in me. That's all I want from you because I have no dog in the fight. But I will say this right here. When I made the bet that you were a good dude, now I got to justify that bet. You are a good dude. And the story sounds good, the prank, if we didn't know the truth. But we know the truth. That's why it's so hard to believe the story because all you get, he is the, what's the victim's name? He's crazy as hell. But he was smart enough to listen to what we told him. Record it. Sean, don't do that, man. Don't do that. I don't have only issue I got with you is them dogs in your house. You know what I'm saying? But don't do that, man. Don't do that. You can, like I said, man, there's going to come a time where you got to get in that box in courtroom, and a story has to be told. And the story comes out now with, well, this is what he told us, but this is what we know. You know the rules of engagement. You like being a police officer. You know what we're doing. And you know that these stories, the story that you gave us compared to what we know, it didn't jive. Now, are you in a bad situation? Yes, you are. Can you fix this situation? Yes, you can. But one thing about it is you can't fix the truth with a lie. It won't work. If I told you today that when I met Sean, he was wearing, let's say, a black sweatshirt. 25 years from now, if you ask me the same question, they say, what was you wearing when you met? I remember it was a black sweatshirt. Because it's the truth. If I lie on you and say he was wearing a white shirt, 25 years, what color shirt was he wearing? Well, my mind said, you were wearing a black, but what did I tell them? And that's the situation. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're in a situation where the only thing can set you free is what? The truth. That's it. And when I say set you free, I mean, first of all, on the inside, you know you're a better person than that, man. Your girlfriend, I didn't catch her name, but she's really nice. Holly.
Yeah.
She sat there and she was talking to us, and like I said, she was in total shock. You know what I'm saying? So you got this two life that you're living, two lives. Well, you played a prank because you know Amid or whatever his name, it was an easy rip. It was an easy rip because you didn't think it was going to get this far. The issue came in was that he knew Soto. So he involved the police. Now, your situation is, whoa, you weren't anticipating the police getting involved in this. No. So now he involved the police. She telling him what to do. He all discombobulated because, like, on one hand it's this, but he telling her, and dude, you got caught up. You got caught up. Now, dude, you got to make this right. Not me, not Detective Reddy, not Detective Roman. You got to make this right. So my thing, dude, I want to hear the truth. When they walked out there, man, listen, you're not going to tell me that Carlos is a bad dude. I'm not going to believe that. But if you tell me Carlos lying, I believe that. But the thing about it is, you can make this right. Don't do it, man. Come with me this time. That's why I took the mask off, because you're somebody I need to get real with. Because if you don't, you're going to screw yourself. If you do what's right now, you won't have to worry about what's wrong later. You feel me? You got to do what's right. If you do what's right now, you won't have to worry about what's wrong later, because what's going to happen is now, if we take you out here with this story about the prank, you got to lay in your cell, and now you got to hope that, damn, I hope everybody's story jives. And you know it's not, because you made that stuff up on the fly. You haven't got a chance to tell your boys about it, so all of a sudden we're going to have all these different stories, and you know what's going to come back and look bad on? You. It's going to come back and look bad on you, because you know better. You know better, because, dude, one side, in the daytime, you're a great dude. You're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You're not a bad dude at all. Somebody I would hang out with.
There hasn't been much of a chance for Brijmohan to speak. That suits him just fine, since he sees no reason to do anything other than allow the situation to play out. Until they come back with more evidence, he is reasonably safe.
You're somebody I probably hang out with, because I went through everything, and the only thing that screws us up is that right there. Mm-hmm. That screws us up. Well, this is a DVD CD. It screws us up. It screws us up, because when you in the middle of doing a prank or whatever the prank was, and this wasn't a prank until the police got involved. That's when it became a prank. Before the police got involved, y'all, it was an easy rip. Because this dude is scatterbrained. He's everywhere. And it was a non-violent rip. You know what I'm saying? It was non-violent. But my thing is, it was playing a role that you knew, and what's going to do, you can get over on him. If it wasn't for the police getting involved, you guys would have said, oh, that was an easy rip. Now, the thing about what you got to do now is that, dude, you got to make this right. Because if you don't, remember what I said about 5-6 seconds ago. You got to do what's right now. You know what I'm saying? If you do what's right now, you don't have to worry about what's wrong later. And you can't take the chance on saying, I wonder what they're going to find out. You can't do it. So that whole testimony, you just spent an hour not only convincing them that it was a prank, you sitting here saying you really had to convince yourself.
He's not convinced.
No, he's not convinced. But this is the thing. You're a better person than that. Like I told Detective Ray, you're a better person than that. I bet everything I own, you're better than that. You're better than that. And you so much better than I took off my mask to disclose my identity to be real with you. And I hope when you see me out in public, you don't blast me, but that's a chance I'll take. Because I don't want you to go down. Not on a lie.
What's your name?
My real name is Eric.
Well, I mean, like, what's your last name?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that now. I mean, I took my mask off.
No, I mean, in case I wanted to get a hold of you.
Oh, I'll give you my card.
Okay. Yeah.
But my thing is this. I did what I was supposed to do. Because when they came out there, I'm like, oh, my freaking, you know better than that, Carlos. Come with me. Sean, I'm sorry. Come with me.
I've been called Carlos before. That's funny.
Come with me. I heard. Come with me, man. Don't do that. Don't blow it all up. Now, you screwed up. But remember, the police got involved. That's what made it a prank. So you can laugh all you want to, man, but that shit is not funny.
I'm not laughing
Listen to me,
man.
dude. You got to come clean. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. You got to come clean, because we got you. That's why we came to you first. And you know what normally happens? Think about it. Before I became a cop, I had some friends that was thugs. First thing they want to do is go to point fingers. Mm-hmm. Point fingers. The dude was so scared. First thing he talked to Susan Soda. What to do? Then, she got to find out, hey, what do we do? I said, oh, cool. Hey, listen, he know the camera system. He knows everything. Let's hit the cell phone. Let us listen. And you come here, we thought that you was going to be honest about it. One thing about me, man, we got a saying, if you mess up, you have to fess up. That's why you riding in the front seat of the car, you walking down, no handcuffs, we didn't even kick your door in, knocked on the door, you came out, and the first thing that we did, hey, man, you needed some shirt and stuff, gave you all of that. Mm-hmm. Told you white the break. We treat you with the utmost respect.
Y'all did.
Of all the techniques they have used, implying that Brijmohan owes them something is probably the least successful.
With the utmost respect. Mm-hmm. We didn't have to do it, but we treat you with the utmost respect. You know why? Because borderline, in a mirror, you almost like one of us. Brought you up here. I got to use the bathroom. It's right there. Mm-hmm. You came in, took the handcuffs off. You literally had, you've not been treated like a prisoner, not whatsoever. Then you get slick in your mind, not the good person, because remember, there's two of you out inside. You got a good person, and then you got the con artist. The good person is cool, but then you get up here, and you sit here, and you came up with a story about being a prank, which it sounded good, but you have to put together a puzzle. You can put together a puzzle, and everything goes into the place, so you get that one piece that don't fit, and you put it in there, and you can bang and do all that. That shit is not going in there. The story you told does not fit this puzzle. And my sergeant says, hey, let him go down. No, Sarge, come on, man. I know better than that. Because what I researched about you is not the con artist. We don't deal with the con artist, because he's the con artist. The good person. You're not a bad, you're a good dude. That con artist. And in your heart right now, or in your mind, you're saying, damn, this dude telling me the truth. Now, you can ride with us, or you can collide with us. If you want to collide with us, we'll see you at the courthouse. But audio go on these. Audio. Mm-hmm. That's what go on CDs. Audio. Mm-hmm. What go on DVDs is video. Audio go on CDs. Video go on DVDs.
Right. That's usually how it works.
And normally people believe what they see, mm-hmm. and what they hear. Mm-hmm. Now, what you want us to believe?
Guys, I don't want to waste any more of you guys' time here. I do respect you both. Listen, I do. All right. That. All right. Seriously speaking, I do support law enforcement. Mm-hmm. All right, I do.
You told us that.
All right. But I played a prank and it got out of hand, and I know that there might be some stuff on there, or there might not be some stuff on there. I don't know, man.
No.
I respect you as a man and as a cop.
I respect you,
and you too as well. I don't want you guys to think that this is any kind of I'm not a criminal. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Get to the butt part.
You know what I mean? I'm not a criminal. You know what I mean? I'm not out here like most people that are like, hey, fuck the police.
No, you're not.
I support you guys. If I see you guys in the street, I usually stop. Hey, you guys, you all right? You know what I mean? Everything good? Traffic stop, stuff like that.
I told you that. You're not telling us something we don't know. I told you that.
I know. But
Get to the butt part.
but lawyer.
I figured that.
Yeah, I know you did.
And you know what that just tell me? I beat you.
Man.
And the sad thing about it is, it didn't have to get to that point. That's why I kept saying the butt part. I knew I've been did the things, but you know what, man?
No, listen.
Good luck to
I
you.
respect you, man.
Good luck to you, man. But you know I beat you, right?
Okay.
There you go. I beat you, man. Good luck to you,
did.
buddy.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. And one for me, right?
Another one.
No.
One for the
I
books.
want you to tell me that I beat you.
You did.
All right.
Another one for the books.
There you go. Thanks,
All right. Take it easy, man.
All right.
Sit tight.
All right, brother.
After a mistrial and a second trial, Sean Jeffery Brijmohan was found not guilty of all charges and was acquitted. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of content and want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below. You'll be able to watch videos with 0 ads and some that are too controversial for YouTube, and you'll be supporting the channel at the same time. Thanks again for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next video.